What's up guys, Omni here. You guys know how it goes, another day, another video. Last night I tweeted I sleep. What recent news, topics, tweets, videos y'all want me to talk about tomorrow? And yeah, today is Wednesday, November 13th, and yeah, let's just get this out the way, okay? A lot of you guys were making fun of me because I mispronounced this guy's name wrong in my last video, okay? I apologize, I'm sorry, okay? My bad. His name is not Kuryu, I get it, alright? His name is Kai Ryu. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Kai Ryu, I am sorry about that as well. Let's start off today with a little bit of humor, shall we? A lot of you guys asked me to go over this quote that apparently Billie Eilish had made in the year 2023. Quote, "Nobody ever says a thing about men's bodies," says Billie Eilish. "If you're muscular, cool. If you're not, cool. If you're rail thin, cool. If you have a dad bod, cool. If you're pudgy, love it. Everybody's happy with it. You know why? Because girls are nice. They don't give an F because we see people for who they are." What happened? Did she miss the whole Mean Girls era? Okay. Girls aren't nice and guys aren't nice. Okay. People aren't nice. Kids ain't nice and adults ain't nice, okay? What does she come to thinking, like somehow like women are like especially just like good people when it comes to people in their shells and their bodies? Like, no, that's wrong. I had girls make fun of me back in middle school because I ain't hit puberty yet, right? My voice didn't hit that yet, you know? I was like, I had that high pitched voice and I was still short. So, you know, girls made fun of my voice and they made fun of my height. And now it's an ongoing joke for a man, if you are like 5'7", 5'6", for women to just basically like heightism you on dating apps, asking you, hey, how tall are you, by the way? Because if you're not over a certain height, I don't want to talk to you in the first place. We all know this is goofy. I don't know why Billie Eilish felt the need to say this, but there you go. Just some morning nonsensical news from your favorite star, Billie Eilish. I don't know what it is about celebrities being so out of touch that they just say the wackest things I can think of. Speaking of celebrities, okay? Oh my God. Y'all, if y'all don't know what I'm about to talk about based on just looking over to the, oh my God, you are in for you're in for it, a treat. It's about Will Smith's ex-assistant who caught him getting his cheeks clapped by Dwayne Martin. That's right. Word on the street is that Will Smith is gay. He's gay. How can he be gay? This is, oh no. It's funny, right? Because like, we accept the gay community. It's 2023. It's totally fine. But within the black community, okay, if you're gay, nah. You getting slam dunked, especially if you're somebody like Will Smith. Like, the black community is super like homophobic. So like, if you're gay and you're black, you're getting dunked on for being gay in 2023. Anyway, it's wild because like the whole thing between Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, it's one of the things where I don't want to know more, right? But it keeps getting like fed to me, like force fed, like Jada telling me all this stuff about Tupac and her relationships and her entanglements, and Will Smith. All of this stuff that I'm finding about this family is against my own will. It's just literally thrown in my face, and I feel like it's like the only family as well. There's nobody else, no other news from anybody else is being like pushed into my face like this, except for what was that couple's name, like Christian Rock and Blueface. I was learning about that like way too much, but yeah, Will Smith. You getting them cheeks clapped? Are you truly gay? Let's talk about it. Will Smith's best friend and former assistant, Brother Bilal, says he walked in on Dwayne Martin having sexual relations with Will Smith. Brother Bilal, if you're supposed to be his best friend and former assistant, why are you snitching? Why are you talking, dog? What's going on? Who paid you? You know what this looks like, guys? Now go ahead and look at this clip in a second. It looks like an agenda. It looks like another big Hollywood agenda where people are trying to tear down a successful black man. That's right, because Will Smith is one of the best of the best of the best. You know, we've seen this with Michael Jackson and a lot of very famous, successful black people where suddenly out of nowhere, they just start getting dragged by the entire universe. And everyone's like, you know, conspiracy theory, maybe. Keep your eyes open.
Ada was the woman that everybody wanted. And Will needed that validation to have that type of woman.
You saw her say that Will Smith had a small dick?
Oh, I am saying to you, if a woman is used to
Stop it. I wasn't even trying to I did not expect to come in here to find out that Jada called his dicks. That's toxic. That's toxic. I don't know what's wrong with that relationship, but that's the most toxic relationship in the goddamn world.
Something the size of a baby leg, and you come in with a pinky toe. There's nothing you can do to please her. You can buy her 80 cars. You can get her 80 private jets. If she's itching for that baby leg, she want that baby leg. You can beat a person so much that they fall into submission.
And who needs enemies when they got friends like you?
Oh, I could tell you what goes on the inside.
Oh my God. Yo, guys, keep your energy safe, okay? This is what I mean when I say no friends, all right? Literally, no best friends, nothing, okay? Your best friend better be somebody that is inaudible, okay? A cat that can't even write, okay? Because how are you gonna call yourself an ex-best friend and then come out here and then say that your best friend's penis, your penis watching, dog, and then you come out here and talk about that as well? Jada apparently was looking for a baby leg? Like, what? Why would you? Nah, man. Why would you even call a penis a baby leg, bro? Like, y'all, there's something wrong. You know what? I don't know if you guys have ever felt this situation, and maybe this is just the black community, but it could also be anybody who's not black. But I feel like when it comes to like older people in their 40s and 50s, they hit a spot where they lose their minds. Like, quite literally, they lose their minds and say some of the wildest things you've ever said. Or they start believing some of the wildest things that you ever hear. There's like a switch, and they go from being like a normal person to just like, what is wrong with you, though? Are you suffering? Do you have like mental issues? Because like this person right here puts me in the category of like, what exactly brought you to this point in life where you would do this to somebody you called your best friend? What's going on that he walked in on?
Him and Dwayne Martin.
Okay.
Hollywood is the hurry up and wait game. So 3 minutes later, after them telling me, hey, you got eyes on Will, we need him to come watch this. So I'm running all over the studio. He's not in his dressing room. I go to the cafeteria. I'm like, but I see his car there. I'm like, where's this guy at? So now I'm holding Dwayne down too. So I have the keys to his dressing room. So I'm like, yo, and they're calling I'm on walkie-talkie, and they're calling my.
Sorry. For copyright purposes, and pausing, and this man better, he gotta watch his back, yo. You can't be snitching like this, bro. There's a lot of like undercover brothers in the black community when it comes to Hollywood, okay? And they protect their own. They like to keep it on the hush at an extreme. So I don't know, man. This man, I don't know, brother.
Cell phone. Yo, we need to get Will here. I'm like, yo, kind of fuck down. Like, I'm trying to find this. Like, this is unlike him, right? So, all right, I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having anal sex with Will.
Let me process that for a second.
There was a couch, and
I like how she's like, like she ain't know daggone well before this interview. That's exactly what he was going to say, right? Nah, baby, you been processed this, okay? Come on, you ain't fooling nobody.
Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up, killing him, murder. There was murder in there.
I thought it would be Will Smith being. I thought Will Smith. I didn't know he was going to be the sub. You know, that's actually the most surprising. Not that Will Smith's gay. I guess I could see that. I thought that he was. Dang. Hell. Anyway, Tasha K, the person that was doing the podcast with his best friend or his former best friend, apparently might be getting got. Philip Lewis had said, a representative for Will Smith says the actor is considering taking legal action following an allegation made during an interview with gossip personality Tasha K that he and Dwayne Martin had sex. He said, you know what? You want to call me gay? Well, I'm going to call my lawyer. Of all the things that's been happening with Jada Pinkett and knowing about their relationship and their story, their entanglements, this wouldn't surprise me. I obviously wouldn't care either. I think the issue here is that, again, what I said in the beginning of the video, guys, is that you and I have to digest this information with literally no effort. It's just thrown in front of your screens, okay? Whether it's me doing it or someone doing it with me, it's just information that we didn't ask for that's just being volunteered forcibly. And I that's the part that I don't really like enjoy. I can get it with Jada Pinkett, who was basically doing interviews and talking about it, but it's not like Will Smith came out and was like, yeah guys, also I got shebang bang, I got murdered, I freaking got rocked by this other dude in the dressing room. And the people, it's man, moral of the story, bro, don't be gay, okay? I'm kidding. Okay, you can be gay. Moral of the story, no friends. All right, keep your circle small. Don't talk to nobody. All right, don't just have no friends, just pets, just cats, just animals. That's the only people that you keep around you, because everybody else is wild in them streets. All right, guys, before we get into the whole Jirard and the completion story, because I know you guys are itching for me to talk about that, okay? Marco Angelo said the U.S. Senate almost had a fist fight break out, okay? If you haven't seen this clip, you're going to want to watch this clip, okay? The Senate threw down, all right? Like, imagine two people on the streets, and they're like, world star, right? All those fight videos you see on the internet. Now, imagine that, but like in Senate form, right? You know, back in the day, they'd be like, I challenge you to a duel, and slap you in the face with the mask, and you take 2 paces, 3 paces, and you shoot somebody. That's how it was. This was the exact same thing, but it happened on the actual Senate floor, and your boy Bernie Sanders had to break it up. This is Senator Mullen of where is he from? Is it it's not Ohio, maybe Oklahoma? I can't remember. I don't care. That's not what's important.
Like he's self-made. Sir, I wish he was in the truck with me when I was building my plumbing company. Myself and my wife was running the office, because I sure remember working pretty hard and long hours. Pretends like he's self-made. What a clown. Fraud. Always has been, always will be. Quit the tough guy act in these Senate hearings. You know where to find me. Any place, anytime, cowboy. Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be 2 consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Big guy.
Oh, stop it.
Is that your solution,
Hold it. No, sit down. Sit down. Okay. You know, you're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Actively.
Oh, okay.
He said, you want to do this right here? Stand your butt up. You stand your butt up. Like, stand your butt up. I am absolutely cracking up. If I'm one of those people on the Senate, I am so happy that I lived, this place must be boring as hell. Okay, probably this room might be one of the most boring rooms of all time. And finally, after years and years and decades, I'm getting some action. Bernie, let him into the cage. It looks like a cage match. If you drop 2 people into the middle of that floor and move the guy who's typing a little bit, you got a nice big old fight. Let them go at it.
Sit down, please.
All right.
Can I respond?
Hold it. If we can't, no,
This is
I have
what
the
he
mic.
said.
I'm sorry.
This is
hold
what
it.
he said.
You'll have your time.
Okay.
Can I respond?
Oh, no, you can't. This is...
Bernie is just like, hey, no, shut up, you shut up. He's like a parent mediating a bunch of kids, because that's who we have in office right now. A bunch of freaking grown-ass children saying, hey, you get your butt up here. You stand your butt up. MVP award went to these 2 guys right here, especially my guy on the right, who's just like, yes. Remember I told you there was one person who was waiting for this to finally break out? God was like, I want it. I want the action. I wanted the action. That would have been, some good news. But yeah, some goons fighting on the Senate, bro. Okay. Next time you have to fight somebody, all right, just tell them to stand your butt up, and I'm sure they will run away with their tail between their legs. All right, guys, this is the big chunky wongy of the day. Okay. Probably one of the most wildest news announcements that you have probably ever heard. Okay. Arceus Bowser said the Completionist is under fire for Indie Land, and how donations under it to help fight dementia aren't actually donated, but kept by Open Hand, which is managed by his brother. I don't know if it's his brother or his father, but we'll find out. But in case you guys don't know, the guy you see over to your left, his name is Jirard, aka the Completionist, okay? One of the most wholesome YouTubers in gaming world to ever do it. He goes around completing video games. He's quite literally the completionist because he completes games and people love him for it. He's a big old bear. He does charity called Indie Land, then everybody kind of loves him. There was an event where him and a bunch of other YouTubers and people went to like G4 TV to try to resurrect it, and it crashed, burned, and failed or whatever. That was an event in itself. But now Jirard is finding himself in the middle of a rock and a hard place. That rock being Mutahar, as I said, covering his story and charity that raised tons of money and kind of just held on to it for years. How? Let's take a deep dive. And then the actual hard place being Karl Jobst, okay? One of the legends of YouTube who talks about people who've been cheating in speedrun communities. He uncovers all of these like errors that happen. He's a great journalist and I want to say narrator and just YouTube creator in general. Okay, both of these guys are gangs, and right now they're basically claiming that Jirard is holding on to charity funds for over a decade.
All the money goes to the Open Hand Foundation, an organization that we started in honor of my mom, and all that money goes to dementia research. We don't touch any of it. We just work with the people who do need the money, and we help them do their thing.
This is Jirard Khalil, well known online as The Completionist. For more than a decade, his YouTube series where he completes games 100% has been very successful, and he has built a very large and respected brand.
I'll pause it here just because, I already kind of said that. That's who he is, okay? But let's get to what occurred. Fast forward to this point, but give you guys a quick heads up because I do know how this information is folding out. What occurred here is that this guy, Jirard, essentially has a campaign called Indie Land where he raises money and he puts it into this open hands, this company that he and I believe his father or his brother owns. I can't confirm or deny which of the two it was. And they take the money from the funds and they put it into the account. And then the balance sheet, this is me being a CPA, knowing exactly what it is after I saw the financials. Very easy to tell even if you're not, because the accounting is really bad. But they keep all the money in cash, okay? So they raise the funds, they put it on the balance sheet, keep it on cash, and it sits there. And then the next year they do it again, they raise the funds, they keep all the money, and it stays in cash. The problem being is that it never ever leaves this account. It's been over a decade, and it's still just sitting in this cash account, raising money and money. On top of that, as that money continues to be raised, it looks like there are expenses involved with keeping Indie Land afloat. But if you look at the actual balance sheet, it's labeled as expenses. That's a big no-no. As an accountant, okay, if you have your breakdown of your expenses, somebody says, hey, break down your expenses, maybe dues and subscriptions, okay? Fees, all right, furniture, office supplies. You break it down, right? If someone tells you to break it down and you put it into one bucket that just says expenses, and it's like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60K of this exact same thing accumulating over years and years, that, my friend, ladies and gentlemen, objectively is bad accounting and an audit. Because the question is what are these expenses and why are they being shoved into one simple account? Like, where is the breakdown of this information? It becomes literally impossible to trace what these expenses are. And again, as an accountant, as also somebody who's done a bit of auditing as well, it's a red flag, okay?
The obvious question arises. If they've been looking for a beneficiary since 2014, why has Jirard been claiming they support organizations across the world, including the UCSF and the Alzheimer's Association?
We are raising money for dementia research in honor of my late mom, trying to help folks who've been impacted by dementia, working with organizations like USF, FTD Association of America, Alzheimer's Association of America, and so many more.
Why is he claiming the money is actually given to people who know how to use it?
And all that money goes to dementia research. We don't touch any of it. We just work with the people who do need the money, and we.
So the issue here, guys, is, and this is me speaking objectively because I'm actually a huge fan of The Completionist, Jirard. Follow him on Twitter, he follows me back. I'm also a huge fan of Karl Jobst and Mutahar. I'm a fan of all the people involved in here, so I have no skin in the game. I don't want anybody to win, and even if I did, I would keep everything objectively because I'm talking to you guys about it, the news. Right now, the question is why? Okay, why has the amounts of money just not been given to all of the people that he's been saying that he's been working with? Okay, it's kind of like if I said to you, hey, raising a charity, and I work with like 10 different people, and I've never given any of these money to any of these 10 people, and you guys have been donating for a long, long time. The money that you gave to me 10 years ago is still sitting in an account that I haven't touched. It just has not gone to any research whatsoever. Now, here's the part that's a little bit scary, okay? Because there's two things that could be happening here. Maybe Jirard had no idea, which I know he did understand, actually. First, this is Jirard doing doing charity fraud, okay? Allegedly. This is not me actually saying that he did it, okay? But that's what it could be at worst. Maybe he's dipping into the funds and using some of the expenses, okay? Which is a super huge no if he's using any of the money for any of his personal reasons. But at best, okay, the good ending would just be that it was negligent, okay? A lot of negligence in terms of just not executing on the money sitting there and just giving it out. And we still have not heard Jirard's side of the story.
Many crimes, especially fraud, go undetected. And unless you do something especially egregious on your filings, nothing will be flagged to the IRS.
Yes.
In saying that, however, these filings don't seem to be done properly, and they aren't even signed, which is definitely a legal requirement. But now that they brought it up, if the filings do show an accurate account of what happened, I do think this is illegal and would be considered charity fraud. Generally, taking money by dishonest means is considered fraud. You just can't tell people to give you money under a false pretense. And you can't wait 10 years until you're caught before doing something with it either. In this case, Openhand lied for many years saying that it was funding organizations it wasn't, and it was using those lies in order to get money from the public.
The situation that we're running into here, guys, is that if you gave money to Jirard, it never went to anybody's research. That's not good. Even if you're saving the money and hoarding it for one big old spirit bomb, you gotta communicate that to people. You have to tell people that that's actually what's occurring. There's no way that you can be like, hey, your money is going to these places, and they're just not going to these places.
Openhand finishes by saying they continue to search for a partnership that meets their standards, and if I have any recommendations, they will consider it. I don't know why they are asking me for my input.
Yeah.
Openhand has already been lying for 10 years, saying that it's been going to the UCSF, the Alzheimer's Association, and other organizations across the world. Why not?
This is weird, okay? So imagine two people doing like, hey, bro, what are you doing with these funds that have been sitting for 10 years? We kind of found this out. I'm curious how they found it out in the first place. But then the person that you respond to says, hey, you guys who have nothing to do with what we're doing in terms of like you YouTubers, could you recommend any organizations or research entities that share our vision and could be potential collaborators in advancing our mission? Like, my brother in Christ, okay? There's like 50 billion kajillion charities out there, okay? Super huge, well-known ones where you can literally do some basic research for 30 minutes and you can tell that it's okay. There are plenty of YouTubers like Matt Pat and Jack Septiceye, yeah, that come out and do all these charity purposes and then it's just done. You can just give it to the exact same ones that are related to it. Like that type of question is just kind of strange because it feels like, what have you been doing? Like, why are you asking these two random people when you could have been doing this research with actual legit people a long time ago?
According to Jirard, he didn't find out the funds had not been forwarded to any organizations until 2022, and claims that since that time, he has been actively trying to find somewhere to send the money.
You weren't notified that the money was sitting there the whole time?
I knew it was sitting there at a certain point, and that's what made me proactively go about it. Like, I was made aware in 2021 when the money hadn't moved yet, and that's what made me go, that's not fucking cool. And that's when I got personally involved to move it. And
did anyone
2021 last year?
Oh, okay. You said not 2021 last year. Okay. Still, I just feel like if you're sitting on money, you'd see hasn't gone anywhere, right? It shouldn't take. We're almost at the end of 2023, right? Like, it's not hard to just click a button, deposit into an account. You know, and it's also, there's not a lot of people who have these, like, I want to say these companies, these intermediary companies like IndieLand, where it first goes to you and then it goes to the person. You can literally work directly with these charities, which is what a lot of big people do. And it just goes directly to them with your name tagged onto it as well, you know, to give you that little tax relief. Because I don't know if you guys know this a lot, but a lot of charity is just done for tax benefits. Okay, that's all it is. It's for it's a huge tax write-off that you can roll over year after year over year. Okay, if I raise $20 million in charity, bro, then I have tax write-offs for a very long time to kind of reduce my taxable income, and it works for me. Like, I mean, that's it. It's a benefit to raise for charity. Okay, but at the same time, we're giving to charity. It's for a good cause, but it's also for my good cause as well, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, did anyone tell you that the money was going somewhere before then? Were you being misled?
No one told me anything. I assumed that it was all going to a charity, and I I assumed incorrectly.
Okay.
Whether or not you believe this will be up to you. However, I will note that even if he is telling the truth, despite learning this in 2022, his behavior did not change. In 2023, he continued to make claims that OpenHand was supporting the UCSF, the Alzheimer's Association, AFTD, and many more.
So, yeah. It doesn't look good. Comments from this video. The real Sully G, that's an OG guy. The 10 years of possible research down the drain, even if they donate it now, after getting caught red-handed, that doesn't make up for all the lost time and research that funding could have supported. I would have trusted a word from them since Jirard was very clearly lying in your call and on his most recent charity stream. Shame on them. This one saying, holy crap, publishing a thank you for the gift quote from Dean that was fired from the college 7 years before your charity even existed is a huge red flag in his own right. I love to hear Jirard explain that one away. So again, pause, okay? Objectively looking at the situation as a certified public accountant, the person who's been doing this for years and years and seeing the red flags and all of that, this does not look bueno, okay? All of that aside, okay, for me as an accounting perspective, the only thing that I look at is there's a line item called expenses, and when you break down that line item, it just says expenses again. That's it. That enough for me is to be like, huh? You can't do that. That makes no sense. You need to break down your expenses. So if there's ever an audit trail, we need to know where your money is going. To say that your money is all in one big old bucket called expenses makes me feel like you're trying to hide specifically what those expenses are for. So guys, that's the situation in a nutshell. In my opinion, okay, we do need to wait to see Jirard's side of the story. Okay, there's a lot of things that are occurring here that look shady. And if the IRS or anybody went down this path into looking into it, in my honest, humble opinion, because the guy seems like a good dude, it doesn't look good. And I don't even think they're going to be able to break down those expenses because my guess is they didn't keep the receipts. Worst case scenario here is that Jirard or his family or somebody were using some of those funds on those expenses in a not so good way, okay? Because when a lot of you guys say, hey, the money was just sitting in the account, he can still give it away. There were a lot of expenses that occurred over those 10 years with literally no description and explanation. And that, in my opinion, is a little funky. But I don't want to jump to any conclusions, okay? I want to see the good in people, especially with somebody like Jirard the Completionist, who has been doing a lot of good. So people jumping down his throat and kind of like trying to condemn him before he can even speak is absolutely not cool at all, in my opinion. Let's just wait. Let's just chill. Let's see the sides of the story. Waiting seems to be like the hardest thing for people to do. I don't know why. Well, no, I do know why. People want blood, okay? People on the internet just want to see blood. They see a claim, they're just like, yes, let's tear somebody down because my life sucks. So let's tear somebody else's down and maybe I can feel a little bit better. But I'm waiting to see what Jirard has to say. If he can explain all of the inaccuracies, all the inconsistencies, that's good. Objectively, though, even without the explanation so far, it does not look good. And I think that the way that it was handled was irresponsible. Okay, because there just was not enough communication. All right, if you think about the money that's in the account too as well, 10 years inflation, bro. Okay, that money has decreased in value since what it cost 10 years ago. The $10,000 that you had in your account 2014 is not worth the same amount that it is in 2023. Okay, so there's still a lot that is objectively wrong with the situation, and I think Karl and Mutahar calling them out was good. And there are a lot of things that I don't think he can explain, but yes, that's my opinion. You guys can let me know how you feel about this entire fiasco in the comments below. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up this video with a few quick stories that you want to hear, that you won't want to miss because it'll blow your mind. Quite literally, I don't know if you guys heard about this whole situation with Coyote versus Acme, where it says, reaching the ear of Congress. Okay, if you guys don't, you know who this is. This is Looney Tunes, right? The Coyote on the right and Beep Beep on the left. You know who these guys are from Looney Tunes and you know it's good film. Apparently, they came out with a movie and then they scrapped it and put it in what's called the Warner Brothers Vault. I think I've heard this happening sometime in the past before, but I think the idea was like, yeah, we made it, we don't like it, so we're going to scrap it, but also we're going to write it off on taxes. We're going to count it as a huge loss and write it off against our taxes. And apparently it looks like the FTC and the IRS might not be happy with these dealings. It's Warner Brothers. They got billions, gajillions of dollars, okay? They probably got people in the IRS with the FTC, okay? They just got like buco duco dollars. But it has gotten to a place where people are like, this feels unethical. The actual show, the movie itself, is now being sold to some of your favorite streaming services. I believe Netflix is trying to buy it out, as well as Amazon Prime, as well as potentially Peacock. Okay, now they're saying don't put it in the vault. We'll take it and we'll stream it on our platforms instead. This article reads, Congressman calls for FTC to review Warner Brothers for scrapping films like Coyote versus Acme, saying here the WBD tactic of scrapping fully made films for tax breaks is predatory and anti-competitive. As the Justice Department and FTC revise their antitrust guidelines, they should review this conduct. As someone remarked, it's like burning down a building for the insurance money. That's what it feels like, right? Like if you think about it, you make a goddamn own building and then you burn it down and then you get write-offs for it. It reads here again that the Warner Brothers Discovery for opting to cancel the film in favor of a $30 million tax break. Many filmmakers have expressed disappointment and criticized Warner Brothers Discovery for ditching the film even though it's nearly done. Those who have seen the film praise it, with Scott Pilgrim co-creator Ben David Gabrinsky calling it the best of its kind since Roger Rabbit. What? You was about to scrap Peak? Anyway, the publicity around this entire show, depending on what streaming service is going to get, is going to raise its value for sure. People are going to try to watch this. I would watch it. I mean, I love Roadrunner and I love Coyote. I would sit there. Sometimes I put on Looney Tunes, just have it on the background. It's just good stuff. You watch it. You don't even have to have the audio on to actually enjoy it. That's how well these things are made. So we'll see if we'll ever see it in the future. Have you guys been watching Jujutsu Kaisen? Because if you have not, you should watch it. No spoilers, okay? But it has been absolutely peak. However, it looks like the guys who have been animating, there may be some wrong things going on in the background where potentially they are getting crunched to infinity, and it has now reached a breaking point. Ellis said Mappa getting absolutely cooked right now because of the mistreatment and horrible work environment of their animators. Okay, what's happening? From what I understand, the animators are actually on Twitter coming out here and talking about how bad it is and it's getting worse. Literally submitted less than 20 hours ago and edited 7 years ago, Jujutsu Kaisen animators undergo a collective meltdown in the past few hours on Twitter, talking about the production crash and their poor working conditions. Staff requested a delay but was denied a delay by the production committee. Episodes are being completed mere hours before being aired. Episode 17 will still look good as it has stacked a list of animators, but from then on it's not looking good. For those wondering why they can't just take a break and delay the episode, there are multiple factors included in this. Firstly, the production committee is made up of parties including Toho and Shueisha. Oh, Shueisha, I remember them. So unless the majority vote to delay, nothing will happen. Secondly, it costs a lot to delay. Rebooking air slots, redoing marketing strategies, BD releases, etc. I'm not trying to justify why they haven't delayed, just trying to state the reason as to why one might not want to delay. Because guys, Jujutsu Kaisen right now is probably the #1 watched anime right now. Okay, and this year they're going to get so many. It's so good. This season of Jujutsu Kaisen is so absolutely peak that they're like, look guys, we need y'all to crunch because we're on top right now. Okay, we're destroying the internet and we need to continue this. You guys need to crunch because we are at an extreme moment where this needs to continue and not get delayed. But the guys are getting crunched and that's not good. Somebody here tweeting, I'm seriously deflated. Nothing is fun anymore. I can't stand it. Okinobe Shunsuke, a director of episode 12, sent an image of one of the main protagonists of Shirobako, an anime about making anime, trying to hang herself while visibly tired. The character in question is an animator in the story of the show. Okay, now you got people making freaking euphemisms to kill yourself. That no, give these people a break. We, as a consumer, I'm happy. I'm good, and I will patiently wait for peak to continue because I already see what it is. But please take care of the people who are creating this peak for you, because for God's sake, if you're going to burn them out, what's the point? This is not what we want to hear. This is not what you want to see out of like an anime that everybody absolutely loves, that in the background people are getting, pushed to their limits and past it. That's it's a terrible situation. On one hand, peak anime, we want more of it, but their health comes first, all right? Slow the hell down. We'll still be here, okay? We'll be watching JJK, but this mistreatment cannot be allowed and not become industry standard, especially for one of the biggest, most watched animes of all time at the moment, because we don't like it. When animators and the people on the staff get mistreated while the CEOs and the top figureheads and executives continue to just rake in all the cash and the money. We don't like it, but this is also, Japan. I don't even know if they have a SAG-AFTRA over there or anything like that, but like, we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted if there's any crazy updates going in the forward when it comes to the future of Mappa. All right, guys, that's all I have for today's video. I got to get out of here because I'm tired. But I'll catch you guys later, if not tomorrow. Probably definitely on Friday, especially if there's some more news drops. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Like the video. Just lets me know you made it to the end. And be safe out in them streets. You guys take it easy. I love y'all. I'll continue to be healthy and drink water and stay hydrated and take care of my health here. And if anything changes, I'll let you guys know. All right, take it easy. Peace.